of famous Henry the Eighth. Nobody. Act 2 of famous Henry the Eighth. Nobody. No. Scene 1. Westminster a street. Whither away so fast? Oh, God save ye, e'en to the hall, to hear what shall become of the great Duke of Buckingham. I'll save you that labour, sir. All's now done but the ceremony of bringing back the prisoner. Were you there? Yes, indeed was I. Pray, speak what has happened. You may guess quickly what. Is he found guilty? Yes, truly is he, and condemned upon it. I am sorry for it. So are a number more. But pray, how passed it? I'll tell you in a little. The great Duke came to the bar, where to his accusations he pleaded still not guilty, and alleged many sharp reasons to defeat the law. The king's attorney, on the contrary, urged on the examinations, proofs, confessions of divers witnesses which the Duke desired to have brought, viva voce, to his face, at which appeared against him his surveyor, Sir Gilbert Peck, his chancellor, and John Carr confessed it to him with that devil monk, Hopkins, that made his mischief. That was he that fed him with his prophecies? The same. All these accused him strongly, which he fain would have flung him. But, indeed, he could not, and so his peers upon the evidence have found him guilty of high treason. Much he spoke, and learnedly, for life, but all was either pitied in him or forgotten. After all this, how did he bear himself? When he was brought again to the bar to hear his nail rung out, his judgment, he was stirred with such an agony, he sweat extremely, and something spoke in choler, ill and hasty, but he fell to himself again, and sweetly, and all the rest showed a most noble patience. I do not think he fears death. Sure, he does not. He never was so womanish. The cause he may little grieve at. Certainly the cardinal is the end of this. 'Tis likely all conjectures. First Kildare's attainder, then deputy of Ireland, who removed Earl Surrey, was sent thither, and in haste too, lest he should help his father. What trick of state? With a deep envious one. At his return, no doubt, he will requite it. This is noted, and generally, whoever the king favors, the cardinal instantly will find employment. Far enough from court too. How now? The principalities, though, dude. All the commons hate him perniciously, and oh, my conscience, wish him 10 fathom deep. This duke is much they love and dote on. Call him bounteous, Buckingham, the mirror of all courtesy. Stay there, sir, and see the noble ruined man you speak of. All good people, you that thus far have come to pity me, hear what I say, and then go home and lose me. I have this day received a traitor's judgment, and by that name must die. Yet heaven bear witness, and if I have a conscience, let it sink me, even as axe falls if I be not faithful. The law I bear no malice for my death, as done upon the premises, but with justice. But those that sought it, I could wish more Christians. Be what they will, I heartily forgive them, yet let them look they glory not in mischief, nor build their evils on the graves of great men. For then my guiltless blood must cry against them, for further life in this world I ne'er hope, nor will I sue. Although the king have mercies more than I dare make faults, you few that love me, and dare be bold to weep for Buckingham. His noble friends and fellows whom to leave is only bitter to him, only dying. Go with me, like good angels to my end, and as a long divorce of steel falls on me, make of your prayers one sweet... No. Make of your prayers one sweet sacrifice, and lift my soul to heaven. Lead on, oi, God's name. I do beseech your grace, for charity, if ever any malice in your heart were hid against me, now to forgive me frankly. Sir Thomas Lovell, I as free forgive you as I would be forgiven. I forgive all. There cannot be those numberless offenses against me that I cannot take peace with. No black envy shall mark my grave. Commend me to his grace, and if he speak of Buckingham, Pray. Tell him you met him half in heaven. My vows and prayers yet are the king's, and till my soul forsake shall cry for blessings on him. May he live longer than I have time to tell his years. Ever beloved and loving may his rule be, and when old time shall lead him to his end, goodness and he fill up one monument. To the water side I must conduct your grace. Then give my charge up to Sir Nicholas Knox, who undertakes you to your end. Prepare there. The Duke is coming. See the barge be ready, and fit it with such furniture as suits the greatness of his person. Nay, Sir Nicholas, let it alone. My state now will be mock me when I come hither. I was Lord High Constable, and Duke of Buckingham, now poor Edward Bohun. Yet I am richer than my base accusers, that I never knew what truth meant. I now seal it. And with that blood will make them one day groan for it. My noble father, Henry of Buckingham, who first raised head against usurping Richard, flying for succour to his servant Bannister, being distressed, was by that wretch betrayed, and without trial fell. God's peace be with him. Henry VII, succeeding, truly pitying my father's loss like a most royal prince, restored me to my honors, and out of ruins made my name once more noble. Now his son, Henry VIII's life, honor, name, and all that made me happy at one stroke is taken forever from the world. I had my trial, and must needs say a noble one, which makes me a little happier than my wretched father. Yet thus far we are one in fortunes. Both fell by our servants, by those men we loved most. A most unnatural and faithful service. Heaven has an end in all, yet you that hear me, this from a dying man receive as certain. Where you are liberal of your loves and counsels, be sure to be not loose. For those you make friends and give your hearts to, when they once perceive the least rub in your fortunes, fall away like water from ye, never found again but where they mean to sink ye. All good people, pray for me. I must now forsake ye. The last hour of my long weary life has come upon me. Farewell. And when you would say something that is sad, speak how I fell. I have done, and God forgive.
Success means redeployment.
Oi,
Failure
this
means
is full of pity.
elimination.
Sir, it calls, I fear, too many curses on their heads that were the authors. Nay, nay. If the Duke be guiltless, 'tis full of woe, yet I can give you inkling of an insane evil if it fall. Greater than this. Good angels, keep it from us. What may be it? You do not doubt my faith, sir. This secret is so weighty, 'twill require strong faith to conceal it. Let me have it. I do not talk much. I am confident you shall, sir. Did you not of late days hear a buzzing of a separation between the king and Catherine? Yes, but it held not. For when the king once heard it, but out of anger he sent command to the Lord Mayor straight to stop the rumor, and allay those tongues that durst disperse it. But that slander, sir, is found a truth now, for it grows again fresher than ere it was, and held for certain. The king will venture at it. Either the cardinal or some about him near have out of malice to the good queen possessed him with a scruple that will undo her. To confirm this too, Cardinal Campius is arrived, and lately is all thank for this business. 'Tis the cardinal, and merely to revenge him on the emperor for not bestowing on him at his asking. The archbishopric of Toledo this is purposed. I think you have hit the mark, but it's not cruel that she should feel the smart of this. The cardinal will have his will, and she must fall. 'Tis woeful. We are too open here to argue this. Let's think it in private more. Scene 2. An antechamber in the palace. Hush, hush. I fear he will indeed... excuse me.
Changing backs.
The horses your lordship sent for with all the care I had, I saw well chosen, laden and furnished. They were young and handsome and of the best breed in the north. When they were ready to set out for London, a man of my Lord Cardinal's, by commission, had main power and took them from me. With this reason. His master will be served before a subject, if not before the king, which stopped our mouths. Sir, you did not make this ship. I promise you, you have the right to remain silent. Church, we're not arguing with you at all. You can go ahead and throw out the religion. I'm not doing test day with you. We're not doing test day with you. I promise you I will not argue about it. I'll shoot every goddamn one of you. I do not care.
Your squad pays for your release. Get ready to redeploy. I'm back on station.
Go reach for that water down on that tank there, Leo. Man, I was drinking real thirsty there for a second for no reason at all. So there has to be a pool of water down in a tube somewhere down in that country of yours. And I promise you're the only one that do something like that. My friend, look at me. It's me. You ran to the wrong person. It is me. Not that I mean any of you disrespect. However, you're the only one that would do something stupid like that. Or care that much. We love Francis, so I don't even want to hear it. I'm not hearing anything you have to say. You're down in a chamber somewhere, reflecting the light out of a pool into a tube that is deep. And again, seeing as I'm the one writing this Bible, and every goddamn fucking word written in every single one of these fucking books, I'm not happy.
That drop headed your way.
All right, Helga. Oh, he's having a hard time there, buddy. No, how now? Nay, we're not going to be doing this with you today. In clear words, with visuals, live for everyone to see. I won't berate you, but you're the only one that would do something like that. Or have reason to do something like that. Or the exact opposite, one or the other. It's either you or this. Very good. You guys in your Olympics is what they're doing right now. So you both have you want me to judge you? You both have attributes. So without one, I would not have learned this. Without the other, I would not have learned this. So it's kind of like, well, as far as written words, Machiavelli is tongue-tying me. You'll do it, but I can go really smooth with you, and it sounds really romantic. Nicola, he's a little bit harder. He tongue-ties you a little bit more, and my shape of my head. Oh no, it's not a big deal. By no means do any of that. Get out of that. Continue. We'll be back. I don't want to hear that. See, that's what I'm talking about. Only you would do something like that. Well met, my Lord Chamberlain. Good day to both your graces. How's the king employed? I left him private, full of sad thoughts and troubles. What's the cause? It seems the marriage with his brother's wife has crept too near his conscience. No, his conscience has crept too near another lady. 'Tis so. This is the cardinal's doing, the king cardinal that bind priest. Like the eldest son of fortune turns what he lists. The king will know him one day. You're looking at me. The ship, dude. I've explained it in full detail. You're waiting for it to come out of the sky. Let's see it. No, exactly. So I'm in charge of the ship. As far as you are concerned. That's what it comes down to, the ship. I've explained it in full detail. Exactly what I saw. In full detail. And then some. I even gave what it does and how it works. Minus the engine. I even have that which you stole. I even have that which you stole. And it'll especially show exactly how it happened in the Ark in order of operations. Pray God he do. He'll never know himself else. How holily. Okay. How holily he works in all his business, and with what zeal! For now he has cracked the league between us and the Emperor. The Queen's great nephew, he dives into the King's soul, and there scatters dangers, doubts, wringing of the conscience, fears and despairs, and all these for his marriage. And out of all these to restore the King to counsel a divorce, a loss of her, I can explain it. That, like a jewel, has hung 20 years about his neck, yet never lost her luster. Of her that loves him with excellence, that angels have good men, with even of her, that when the greatest stroke of fortune falls, would bless the King, and is not this course pious? Heaven keeps me from some counsel. 'Tis most true that these news are very everywhere. Every tongue speak 'em, and every true heart weeps for it. All that dare look into these affairs, see this main end. The French King's sister. Heaven will one day open the King's eyes, that so long have slept upon this bold bad man, and free us from his slavery. We had need pray, and heartily, for our deliverance, for this imperious man will work us all from princes into pages. All men's honors lie like one lump before him, to be fashioned into what pitch he please. For me, my lords, I love him not, nor fear him. There's my creed. As I am made without him, so I'll stand, if the King please. His curses and his blessings touch me alike, their breath I not believe in. I knew him, and I know him, so I leave him to him that made him proud, the Pope. Let's end, and with some other business put the King from these sad thoughts that work too much upon him. My lord, you'll bear us company? Excuse me. The King hath sent me otherwise. Besides, you'll find a most unfit time to disturb him. Health to your lordships. Thanks, my good Lord Chamberlain. How sad he looks. Sure, he is much afflicted. Who is there? Ha! Pray God he be not angry. Who's there, I say? How dare you thrust yourself into my private meditations? Who am I? Ha! A gracious King that pardons all offenses. Malice ne'er meant. Our breach of duty this way is business of a state in which we come to know your royal pleasure. Ye are too bold. Go to, I'll make ye know your times of business. Is this now the temporal affairs? Enter Wesley and Clayton. Enter Wesley and Chris. Campius.
Shadow 01. Deployment to the war zone has been authorized.
Who's there? My good Lord Cardinal. Oi, my Wesley, the quiet of my wounded conscience. Thou art a cure fit for a king. You're welcome. Most learned reverend sir, into our kingdom use us and it. My good lord, have great care, I be not found a stalker. Sir, you cannot. I would your grace would give us but an hour of private conference. We are busy, go. This priest has no pride in him. Not to speak of, I would not be so sick though for his place, but this cannot continue. If it do, I'll venture one habit at him. I another. Your grace has given a precedent of wisdom about all princes, and committing freely your scruple to the voice of Christendom. Who can be angry now? What envy reach you? That Spaniard, tied by blood and favor to her, must now confess if they have any goodness. The trial just and noble, all the clerks, I mean the learned ones, and Christian kingdoms, have their free voices. Rome, the nurse of judgment. Invited by your noble self, nay, hath sent one general tongue unto us, this good man, this just and learned priest, Cardinal Campius.
Eliminate all targets in the AR.
Cardinal Campius, whom once more I present unto your highness. And once more in my arms I bid him welcome, and thank the holy conclave for their loves. They have sent me such a man I would have wished for. Oh, they're waiting on you, bro. They're waiting on you, bro. Your grace must needs deserve all strangers' love. You are so noble. To your highness' hand I tender my commission, by whose virtue the court of Rome commanding. You, my lord Cardinal of York, are joined with me, their servant, in the impartial judging of this business. Two equal men. The queen shall be acquainted forthwith for what you come. Where's Gardner? I know your majesty has always loved her so dear to heart, not to deny her that a woman of less place might ask by law. Scholars allowed freely to argue for her. Aye, and best, she shall have. And my favorite hymn that does best. God forbid else. Cardinal, prithee, call Gardner to me. My new secretary, I find him a fit fellow. Give me your hand. Much joy and favor to you. You are the king now. But to the commanded forever by your grace, whose hand has raised me, come hither, Gardner. My lord of York, was not one Dr. Pace in this man's place before him? Yes, he was. Was he not a held learned man? Yes, surely. Believe me, there's an ill opinion spread then, and even of yourself, Lord Cardinal. How, of me? They will not stick to say. You envied him, and fearing he would rise, he was so virtuous, kept him before man still, which so grieved him that he ran mad and died. Heaven's peace be with him. That Christians care enough for living murmurers. There's places of rebuke. He was a fool, for he would needs be virtuous. That good fellow, if I command him, follows my appointment. I will have none so near else. Learn this, brother. We live not to be gripped by meaner persons. Deliver this with modesty to the queen. The most convenient place that I can think of for such receipt of learning is Blackfriars. There you shall meet about his weighty business, by Wolsey. See it furnished. Oi, my lord, would it not grieve an able man to leave so sweet a bedfellow? But conscience. Oi, 'tis a tender place, and I must leave her. Scene 3, an antechamber in the queen's apartment. Not for that neither, here's the pang that pinches. His brightness having lived so long with her, and she so good a lady, that no tongue could ever pronounce dishonor of her. By my life, she never knew harm doing. Oi, now after so many courses of the sun enthroned, so growing in a majesty and pomp, the which to leave 1,000-fold more bitter than 'tis sweet at first to acquire, after this process to give her the avant, it is a pity would move a monster. Hearts of most hard temper melt and lament for her. Oi, God's will much better, she ne'er had known pomp, though pomp thought to be temporal. Yet if that quarrel fortune do divorce it from the bearer, 'tis a sufferance panging as soul and bodies severing. Alas, poor lady, she's a stranger now again. Here they go, be careful. I can feel the heartbeats. Before you lunge there, buddy, thank you. So much the more must pity drop upon her. Verily I swear, 'tis better to be lowly born and range with humble livers in content than to be perked up in a glistering grief, and wear a golden sorrow. Our content is our best having. By my troth and maidenhead I would not be a queen. Beshrew me, I would and venture maidenhead for't, and so would you, for all this spice of your hypocrisy. You that have so fair parts of woman, on you have to a woman's heart, which ever yet affected eminence, wealth, sovereignty, which, to say sooth, are blessings and which gifts. Saving your mincing, the capacity of your soft cheveril conscience would receive, if you might please to stretch it. Nay, good troth. Yes, troth and troth, you would not be a queen. No, not for all the riches under heaven. 'Tis strange, a 3-pence bode would hire me. Old as I am to queen it, but I pray you, what think you of you, a duchess? Have you limbs to bear a load of title? No, in truth, then you are weakly made. Pluck of a little. I would not be a young count in your way, for more than a blushing comes in. If your back cannot vouchsafe this burden, 'tis too weak ever to get a boy. How you do talk! I swear again, I would not be a queen, for all the world. And faith, for little England, you'd venture on embalming. I myself would for Carnarvonshire, although there's long no more the crown but that. Lo, who comes here? Good morrow, ladies. What were't worth to know the secret of your conference? My good lord, not your demand. It values not your asking. Our mistress, SARS we were pitying. It was gentle business, and becoming the action of good women, there is hope. All will be well. Now I pray God, amen. You bear a gentle mind and heavenly blessings. Follow such creatures, that you may, fair lady, perceive I speak sincerely, and high notes ta'en of your many virtues. The king's majesty commends his good opinion of you, and does on purpose honor to you no less, flowing in Marchioness of Pembroke, to which title £1,000 a year annual support out of his grace he adds. I do not know what kind of my obedience I should tender. More than my all is nothing, nor my prayers are not words duly hallowed, nor my wishes more worth than empty vanities. Yet prayers and wishes are all I can return. Beseech your lordship, vouchsafe to speak my thanks and my obediences from a blushing handmaid to his highness, whose health and royalty I pray for. Lady, I shall not fail to approve the fair conceit the king hath of you. I have perused her well. Beauty and honor in her are so mingled that they have caught the king. And who knows yet, but from this lady may proceed a gem to lighten all this isle. I'll to the king, and I say I spoke with you. My honored lord, why this it is, see, I have been begging 16 years in court, am yet a courtier beggarly, nor could come pat betwixt too early and too late. For any suit of pounds, and you, o fate, a very fresh fish here, fie upon this compelled fortune. Have your mouth filled up before you open it. This is strange to me. How tastes it? Is it bitter? 40 pence no. There was a lady once, 'tis an old story, that would not be a queen. That would she not for all the mud in Egypt. Have you heard it? Come, you are pleasant. With your theme I could ornament the lark. Now Marchioness of Pembroke £1,000 a year, for pure respect. Know their obligation. By my life, that promises more thousand honored train is longer than his foreskirt. By this time I know your back will bear a duchess. Say, are you not stronger than you were? Good lady, make yourself mirth with your particular fancy, and lead me on't. What I had no being of this salute my blood a jot, it faints me to think that follows. The queen is comfortless, and we forgetful in our long absence. Pray, do not deliver what here you've heard to her. What do you think me?
They're headed back to base.
Scene 4, Hall and the Black Friars.
Can someone buy me back in?
Whilst our commission from Rome is read...
Your squad made it to the safe zone.
Okay, whilst our commission from Rome is read, let silence be commanded. What's the need? It hath already publicly been read, and on all sides the authority allowed. You may then spare the time. Be it so. Proceed. Say, Henry, King of England, come to the court. Henry, King of England, come to the court. Here. Say, Catherine, Queen of England, come into the court. Catherine, Queen of England, come into the court. Sir, I desire you do me right and justice, and to bestow your pity on me, for I am a most poor woman, and a stranger born out of your dominions, having here no judge indifferent, nor no more assurance of equal friendship and proceeding. Alas, sir, in what have I offended you? What cause has my behavior given your displeasure, that thus you should proceed to put me off and take your good grace from me? Heaven witness, I have been to you a true and humble wife. At all times to your comfortable, ever in fear to kindle your dislike, yes, subject to your countenance, glad or sorry, as I saw it inclined when you was the hour I have contradicted your desire. Or made it not mine too? Or which of your friends? Have I not strove to love, although I knew he were mine enemy? What friend of mine, that had to him derived your anger, did I continue in my liking? Nay, gave notice he was from thence discharged. Sir, call to mind that I have been your wife, in this obedience, upward of 20 years, and have been blessed with my children by you. If in the course and process of this time you can report, and prove it too, against mine honor ought my bond to wedlock, or my love and duty against your sacred person, in God's name turn me away, and let the foulest contempt shut the door upon me, and so give me up to the sharpest kind of justice. Please you, sir, the king, your father, was reputed for a prince most prudent of excellent and unmatched wit and judgment. Ferdinand, my father, king of Spain, was reckoned one the wisest prince that there had reigned by many a year before. It is not to be questioned. that they had gathered a wise council to them of every realm, that did debate this business, who deemed our marriage lawful, were our... Nay. Nay. Where am I at? This business, who deemed our marriage unlawful, wherefore I humbly beseech you, sir, to spare me, till I may be my friends in Spain advised, whose counsel I will implore. If not, I, the name of God, Clayton Dale Smith, your pleasure be fulfilled. No. You have here, lady, and of your choice, these reverend fathers, men of singular integrity and learning. Yeah, the elect, oui, the land, who are assembled to plead your cause. It shall be therefore bootless that longer you desire the court, as well for your own quiet, as to rectify what is unsettled in the king. His grace hath spoken well and justly. Therefore, madam, it's fit this royal session do proceed, and that without delay their arguments be now produced and heard. Lord Cardinal, to you I speak. Your pleasure, madam? Sir, I am about to weep, but thinking that we are a queen, or long have dreamt, so, certain the daughter of a king, my drops of tears I'll turn to sparks of fire. Be patient, yet no. I will, when you are humbled, nay, before or God will punish you. I do believe, induced by potent circumstances, that you are, that was me, that you are mine enemy, and make my challenge, you shall not be my judge. For it is you have blown this coal betwixt my lord and me, when God's do quench. Therefore I say again, I utterly abhor. Yet from my soul refuse you for my judge, whom you yet once more I hold my most malicious foe, and think not at all, friend, to truth. I do profess, you speak not like yourself, who ever yet have stood to charity, and displayed the effects of disposition gentle, and of wisdom, or topping woman's power. Madam, you do me wrong. I have no spleen against you, nor injustice, for you are any, how far I have proceeded, or how far further is warranted by a commission from the consistory. Yeah, the whole consistory of Rome. You charge me that I have blown this coal. I do not deny it. The king is present. If it be known to him that I gainsay my deed, how may he wound? Nay. And worthily of my falsehood, yet as much as you have done my truth, if you know that I am free of your report. Yeah, get that out. Yeah. Hey, is there a reason I have an individual on my electricity right now that I have to stop my business to point out that I have an individual on my electricity that I invented because I had the engine for it. Step by step in chronological order. I promise you that. Before we ever even saw it. No, this is funny. This is a joke, though. He's talking about a bar is what he's talking about, and it's not true. It's not. Oh, shit. No. The wristband, I believe. As you have done my truth, if he know that I am free of your report, he knows I am not of your wrong. Therefore in him he lies to cure me, and the cure is to remove these thoughts from you, the which before his highness shall speak in. I do beseech you, gracious madam, to unthank your speaking as to say no more. Okay. You're talking about morals here? Now you're asking. My alien friend's asking about morals. I have a ghost. Excuse me for a second. He's talking about a wristband. You have no idea. It's funny. Dude, as kids, there's a certain level. As a kid, you have the right to learn. You know what I mean? As a parent, it's your responsibility to guide the kid, not to sit there and whip them. You know what I mean? But as a child, you know, you're curious when you go out and learn. But you go down to the bar. You know what I mean? That's what I was talking. It's a bar. Would I do it again? I would go to the bar, don't get me wrong. I would probably still go to the bar now. I just don't have money, and I'm not going to work in this area, especially with this going on. It would be too dangerous and stupid. You're ignorant. Again, whatever you have going on here, I'm not a part of. We are not a part of this. I have caught you in every... Jackson, I've caught you in every way. You're not getting out of it. Wait, Jackson, what you are is making a murderer. That was a troll to you. No. That was a troll to you, Jackson, Missouri. A troll to you, Troth. That was a troll. That was a troth to you. So here I am. Hi, how you doing? I'm the Ark of the Covenant, and these dumbasses are frauds. We can prove it. On camera. You see the problem I'm having. Anything they have to say, it's on camera. I don't have to lie about anything. Anything that you say did not happen, I promise you. And it wouldn't matter what else is on there. Do you see where I'm coming from? What you have said is not true. And it has clearly been said, ladies. So, I mean, I promise you, I will. I definitely will. I would get on that sooner than later. He's talking about a wristband there, though. Would I do it again? I wouldn't do it as much. I would go to the bar. Again, I've talked about this, like the girls. It's always fun to go down to a bar. I don't like getting drunk. I don't drink.
All squad mates are in the safe zone.
I would change that. I would probably drink water. If you could change that, I wouldn't drink, but I would definitely go down there and hang out. I just don't have money, that's what it comes down to. And even then, I'd have a beer at least. I would have something in my hand to hold, you know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. Again, we don't like the horrors, I think, which is what you are. I'll be honest, ladies, you're pretty bad. On camera, I have some pretty crazy stuff. Even talking about it, even if you didn't do it, just talking about it. Like, you're painting an image in the person's head. And I promise you, it's pretty gross. And not even gross. It's pretty... Dude, you're a porn star. I don't want to hear that. Get away from me. And it's every goddamn one of you. It is every fucking one of you. If you're not a porn star, you go to church and it shows. You know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'm not, you know, I'm not your savior here. Which is what you want me to be. I am and I'm not. I think it's upon you.
We can stop them together.
Here I came to have babies, and here you are giving me a hard time, and I'm really not arguing about it. It is a promise. We can see you. It is a promise.
Eyes on enemy.
My friend, Jackson, I promise you trying to explode that AC unit isn't going to help you here. Again, anything that you have said is on camera, and it is a... Again, I can't even talk because you have a router on here through the entire town like a loudspeaker. Like it's North Korea or something. You're sitting there whispering with a dog whistle, and it's a speech.
Gas is closing in. Get to the new
And you're
safe zone.
latching it onto these windows right here.
No more fighting in the gulag.
I can feel it. My dude, I promise you, step by step, I have what I need. I promise. You are not getting out of this. I promise you I will do something about it. You made false statements, you got caught, and then some.
Loadout drop heading
I
south.
do not like you. It is not going to change. That bomb is not going to go up. I promise you. No, try again. You're not getting what you want here, I promise you. I have what I need. I don't know what your problem is. You have not done what you said, I promise you. The queen is obstinate. No, I am not. Stubborn to justice, apt to accuse it, and disdainful to be tried by it. 'Tis not well. She's gone away. Call her again. Catherine, Queen of England, come to the court. Madam, you are called back. What need you noted? Pray you, keep your way. When you are called, return. Now, the Lord help. They vex me past my patience. Pray you pass on. I will not tarry. No, nor evermore. Upon this business my appearance make in any of their courts.
Reloading.
Go thy ways, Kate. That man I the world who shall report. He has a better wife. Let him and not be trusted for speaking false in that thou art alone. If thy rare qualities, sweet gentleness, thy meekness saint-like, wife like government obeying and commanding, and thy parts sovereign, and pious else could speak thee out.
Keep knocking
The
them
queen of
down.
earthly queens.
Hostiles
She's
may
noble
be in
born,
the
and like
area.
her true nobility, she has carried herself towards me. Most gracious sir, in humblest manner I require your highness, that it shall please you to declare, in hearing of all these years for which I am robbed and bound, that must I unloose, although not there at once, and fully satisfied whether if I did broach this business to your highness, or laid any scruple in your way, which might induce you to question on't, or ever have to you. But with thanks to God for such a royal lady, spake one the least word that might be the prejudice of her present state, or touch of a good person, the truth. Alien friend, you would be. My Lord Cardinal, I see you, wherever you be.
Top five, bring home the win.
Excuse me. Be to the prejudice of her present state, or touch of her good person. My Lord Cardinal, I do excuse you. Yet upon my honor I free you from't. You are not to be taught that you have many enemies that know not why they are so. But, like the village ours, bark when their fellows do. By some of these the queen is put in anger. You're excused. But will you be more justified? You ever have wished to sleep in this business?
Don't let up now.
Never desired to be stirred, but oft have hindered oft. The passage is made toward it. On my honor, I speak my good Lord Cardinal to this point, and thus far clear him. Now what moves me toot? I will be bold with time and your attention. Then mark the inducement. Thus it came, give heed to it. My conscience first received a tenderness, scruple and prick,
Gas is closing in.
on certain speeches uttered by the Bishop of Bayonne, then French ambassador, who had been hither sent on the debating of marriage, twixt the Duke of Orleans and our Dr. Mary. I, the progress of this business, ere a determinate resolution. He, I mean the bishop, did require a respite, wherein he might the king his lord advertise whether our daughter were legitimate. Respecting this our marriage with the dowager, sometimes our brother's wife. This respite shook the bosom of my conscience, entered me. Yeah, with a splitting power, and made it tremble the region of my breast, which forced such way that many maids considering did throng, and pressed in with his caution. First, methought, I stood not in the smile of heaven, who had commanded nature, that my lady's womb, if it conceived a male child by me, should do no more offices of life to't than the grave does to the dead. For her male issue or died where they were made, or shortly after this world had aired them. Hence I took to it thought, this was a judgment on me, that my kingdom, well worthy the best heir of the world, should not be gladded in't by me. Then follows that I weighed the danger with my realms, stood in by this issue's fail, and that gave to me many a groaning throe. Thus, hulling in the wild sea of my conscience, I did steer toward this remedy, whereupon we are now present here together. That's to say, I meant to rectify my conscience, which I then did feel full sick, and yet not well, by all the reverend fathers of the land and doctors learned. First I began in private with you, my Lord of Lincoln. You remember how under my oppression I did wreak when I first moved you. Very well, my liege. I have spoken long. Be pleased yourself to say how far you satisfied me. So please your highness, the question did at first so stagger me, bearing a state of mighty moment, and consequence of dread, but I committed that Darren's counsel I had no doubt, and did entreat your highness to this course which you are running here. Then I moved you, my lord of Canterbury, and got your leave to make this present summons. Unsolicited, I left no reverend person in this court, but my particular consent proceeded under your hands and seals. Therefore, go on. For no dislike I the world against the person of the good queen, but the sharp, thorny points of my alleged reasons drive this forward. Prove but our merit lawful by thy life and kingly dignity we are contented to wear our mortal state to come with her. Catherine, our queen, before its primest creature that's paragoned o'er the world. So please your highness, the queen being absent, 'tis a needful fitness that we adjourn this court till further day. Meanwhile must be an earnest motion made to the queen, to call her back, her appeal she intends unto his holiness. I may perceive these cardinals trifle with me. I abhor this dilatory sloth and tricks at Rome. My learned and well-beloved servant, Cranmer, prithee return. With thy approach I know my comfort comes along. Break up the court, I say, set up. It's like ballerina dancing. Some of the words are just... Act 3. The famous Henry VIII. How now? Scene 1. The palace at Bridewell, a room in the Queen's apartment. Take thy lute, wench. My soul grows sad with troubles. Sing and disperse them if thou canst. Leave working. Orpheus with his lute made trees, and the mountain tops of that frieze bow themselves when he did sing. To his music plants and flowers have sprung, as sung in showers there had made a lasting spring. Everything that heard him play, even the billows of the sea, hung their heads, and then lay by. And sweet music is such art, killing care and grief of heart. Fall asleep, or hearing die. How now? An't please your grace, the two great cardinals wait in the presence. Would they speak with me? They wilt me say so, madam. Pray their graces to come near. What can be their business with me, a poor weak woman, fallen from favour? I do not like their coming. Now I think on't they should be good men. Their affairs as righteous, but all hoods make not monks. Peace to your highness. Your graces find me here part of a housewife. I would be all. Against the worst may happen. What are your pleasures with me, reverend lords? May it please you, noble madam, to withdraw into your private chamber. We shall give you the full cause of our coming. Speak it here. There's nothing I have done yet. Way of my conscience deserves a corner. Would all other women could speak this with a free soul as I do. My lords, I care not. So much I am happy above a number, if my actions were tried to every tongue. Every eye saw 'em, envy and base opinion, yet against 'em I know my life so even. If your business seek me out, in that way I am wife. In, out with it bodily, truth loves open dealing. Tanta est ergo tementis integritas regina serenissima. Oi, good my lord, no Latin. I am no such taunt, since my coming is not to know the language I lived in. A strange tongue makes my cause more strange, suspicious. Pray, speak in English. Here are some will thank you. Here are some will thank you. If you speak truth for their poor mistress' sake, believe me, she has had much wrong. Lord Cardinal, the willingest sin I have ever yet committed may be absolved in English. Madam, I would be honored. Noble lady, you're the only one that came to me in this time. I promise you, I would be more than honored. Noble lady, I am sorry my integrity should breathe, and service to his majesty and you.
Reloading.
So deep suspicion where all faith was meant, we come not by the way of accusation, to taint that honor every good tongue blesses, nor to betray you any way tomorrow. You have too much, good lady, but to know how you stand minded in the weighty differences between the king and you, and to deliver like free and honest men, or just opinions and comforts to your cause. Most honored madam, my lord of York, out of his noble nature, zeal, and obedience, he still bore your grace, forgetting like a good man you late censor both of his truth and him. which was too far. Offers as I do in sign of peace his service and his counsel. To betray me. My lords, I thank you both for your good wills. Ye speak like honest men. Pray God ye prove so. But how to make ye suddenly an answer, in such a point of weight, so near mine honor, more near my life, I fear with my weak wit, and so much men of crafty and learning and truth, I know not. I was set at work among my maids, full little God knows looking, either for such men or such business, for her sake that I have been, for I feel the last fit of my greatness. Good, your graces, let me have time and counsel for my cause. Alas, I'm a woman, friendless, hopeless.
Enemy UAV is online.
We have a spy.
Hunt down the enemy.
Madam, you wrong the king's love with these fears. Your hopes and friends are infinite. How now? In England, but little for my profit. Can you think, Lord, that my Englishmen dare give me counsel? Or be a known friend against his highness' pleasure, though be grown so desperate to be honest, and live a subject? Nay, forsooth, my friends, they that must weigh out my afflictions, they that must trust my grow to, live not here. They are as all my other comforts far hence in my own country, lords. I would your grace would leave your griefs, and take my counsel. How, sir?
Gulag. They'll fight for a chance.
Put your main cause into the king's protection. He's loving and most gracious. 'Twill be much both for your honor, better and your cause. For if the trial of the law or take ye, you'll part away disgraced. He tells you rightly. Ye tell me what you wish for both my ruin.
Squad mate
Is this
sent
your
to
Christian
Gulag.
counsel?
They'll need to survive
Out
to
upon ye.
redeploy.
Heaven is above all yet. There sits a judge that no king can corrupt. Your rage mistakes us. The more shame for ye. Holy men, I thought ye. Upon my soul, two reverend cardinal virtues, but cardinal sins and hollow hearts I fear ye. Mend 'em. For shame, my lords. Is this your comfort? The cordial that ye bring a wretched lady,
Squad mate won the fight.
a woman lost whom ye laughed at scorn.
I'm reloading.
I will not wish as ye half my mysteries. I have more charity, but say I warned ye. Take heed, for heaven's sake take heed, lest at once the burden of my sorrows fall upon ye. Madam, this is a mere distractions. You turn the good we offer into envy. You turn me into nothing. Woe upon you, and all such false professors. Would you have me? If ye have any justice, any pity, if ye be anything but churchmen's habits, put my sick cause into his hands that hate me. Alas, he has banished me, his bed already, his love too long ago. I am old, my lord, and all the fellowship I hold now with him is only my obedience. What can happen to me above this wretchedness? All your studies make me a curse like this. Your fears are worse. Have I lived thus long? Let me speak myself. Since virtue finds no friends, a wife, a true one, a woman, I dare say without vain glory, never yet branded with suspicion, have I with all my full affection still met the king, loved him next heaven, obeyed him, been out of fondness, superstitious to him, almost forgot my prayers to content him. And am I thus rewarded? 'Tis not well, lords. Bring me a constant woman to her husband, one that ne'er dreamed a joy beyond his pleasure. And to that woman, when she had done most, yet will I add in honor a great patience. Madam, you wonder from the good we aim at. My lord, I dare not make myself so guilty to give up willingly that noble title about master wed me to nothing but death, shall e'er divorce my disguise. Pray, hear me. Would I had never trod this English earth, or felt the flatteries that grow upon it. Ye have angels' faces, but heaven knows your hearts. What will become of me now, wretched lady? I'm the most unhappy woman living. Alas, poor wenches, where are now your fortunes? shipwrecked upon a kingdom where no pity, no friends, no hope, no kindred weep for me, almost no grave allowed me. Like the lily that once was mistress of the field and flourished, I'll hang my head and perish. If your grace could be but brought to know our ends, our honest, you'd feel more comfort. Why should we, good lady, upon what cause, wrong you? Alas, our places, the way of our profession is against it. We are to cure such sorrows, not to sow them. For goodness sake, consider what you do. How you may hurt yourself, I utterly grow from the king's acquaintance. By this carriage, the hearts of princes kiss obedience, so much they love it. But to stubborn spirits they swell and grow as terrible as storms. I know you have a gentle, noble temper, a soul as even as a calm. Pray thank us, those we profess peacemakers, friends, and servants. Madam, you'll find it so. You wrong your virtues. With these weak women's fears a noble spirit, as yours was put into it, you ever cast such doubts as false coin from it. The king loves you. Beware you lose it not. For us, if you please to trust us in your business, we are ready to use your utmost studies in your service. Do what you will, my lords, and pray forgive me. If I have used myself unmannerly, you know I am a woman lacking wit to make a seemly answer to such persons. Pray do my service to his majesty. He was my heart yet, and shall have my prayers. Well, I shall have my life. Come, reverend fathers. Bestow your counsels on me. She now begs that's little thought when she set footing here. She should have bought her disguise in her dignities so dear. Scene 2, antechamber to the king's apartment. If you will now unite in your complaints and force them with the constancy the cardinal cannot stand under them. No, Rose. If you omit the offer at this time, I cannot promise, but you shall sustain mo new disgraces. With these you bear already. I am joyful to meet the least occasion that may give me remembrance of my father-in-law, the Duke, to be revenged on him. Which of the peers hath uncontempt gone by him, or at least strangely neglected? When did he regard the stamp of nobleness in any person out of himself? My lords, you speak your pleasures, what he deserves of you and me. I know what we can do to him, though now the time gives way to us, I much fear. If you cannot bar his access to the king, never attempt anything on him, for he hath witchcraft of the king in a tongue. Oi, fear him not. His spell and that is out. The king hath found matter against him that forever mars the honey of his language. No, he's settled not to come off in his displeasure. Sir, I should be glad to hear such news as this once every hour. Believe it, this is true. In the divorce, his contrary proceedings are all unfolded, wherein he appears as I would wish mine enemy.
Gas is closing in.
How came his practices to light? Most strangely. Oi, how? The cardinal's letter to the Pope miscarried and came to the eye of the king, wherein was read that the cardinal did entreat his holiness to stay the judgment of the divorce, for if it did take place, I do, quoth he, perceive my king is tangled in affection to a creature of the queen's, Lady Anne Boleyn. Was the king this? Believe it. Will this work? The king in this perceives him, how he coasts and hedges his own way, but in the point of the all tricks founder, and he brings his physique after his patient's death. The king already hath married the fair lady. What he had? May you be happy in your wish, my lord, for I profess you have it. Now all my joy traces the conjunction, my amen to it. All men's. There's order given for her coronation. Mary, this is yet but young, and may be left to some ear unrecounted. But my lord, she is a gallant creature, and complete in mind and feature. I persuade me, from her will fall some blessing to this land, which shall in it be memorized. But will the king digest this letter of the cardinal's? The Lord forbid.
Enemy UAV.
Mary, amen. No. There be more raps that buzz about his nose will make this sting the sooner. Cardinal Campius is stolen away to Rome. hath 10 nobles, hath left the cause of the king unhandled, and is posted as the agent of our cardinal there to second all his plot. I do assure you, the king cried at this. Now, Don incense him, and let him cry. But my lord, when returns Cranmer,
Redeployment. Failure.
he isn't returned in his opinions, which hath satisfied the king for his divorce, together with all his famous colleges, almost in Christendom. Shortly, I believe, his second marriage shall be published, and her coronation. Catherine no more shall be called queen, but princess dowager and widow to Prince Arthur. The same Cranmer is a worthy fellow, and hath 10 much pain in the king's business. He has, and we shall see him for it in archbishop. So I hear. 'Tis so, the cardinal.
Solid fry. Time to head back to base.
Enter Wesley and Clayton. Observe, observe. He's moody. The packet, Clayton, gifts you the king to his own hand in his bedchamber. Looked he o'er the inside of the paper? Presently he did unseal them, and the first he viewed, he did it with a serious mind. A heed was in the countenance. You he bade attend him here this morning. Is he ready to come aboard? I think by this he is. Leave me a while. It shall be the Duchess of Alencon, the French king's sister. He shall marry her. Anne Boleyn? No, I'll know Anne and Boleyn's for him. There's more in't than fair visage. Boleyn? No, we'll know Boleyn's. Speedily I wish to hear from Rome. Marquis of Pembroke.
Hostile eliminated.
He's discontented. Maybe he heareth the king does whet his anger to him.
Let's fucking go.
Sharp enough, Lord, for thy justice. The late queen's gentlewoman, a knight's daughter, to be her mistress, the queen's queen. This candle burns not clear. 'Tis I must snuff it, then out it goes. What though I know her virtuous and well-deserving, yet I know her for a spleeny Lutheran, and not wholesome to our cause that she should lie, the bosom of our hard-ruled king.
Reload.
Again there is sprung up a heretic and arch one. Cranmer one hath crawled up into the favor of the king, and no. He is vexed at something. I would 'twere something that would fret the stream. The master court on's heart. The king. What piles of wealth hath he accumulated? To his own portion, and what expenses by the hour seems to flow from him.
25 remaining.
How I, Clayton Dale Smith, the name of thrift, does he rake this together? Now, my lords, saw you the cardinal?
Moving to my mark.
My lord, we have stood here observing him, some strange commotion in his brain. He bites his lips and stops on a sudden, looks upon the ground, then lays his finger on his temple, straight springs out into fast gait, then stops again, strikes his breast hard, and anon he casts his eyes against the moon in most strange postures. We have seen him set himself over and over again. It may well be. There is a mutiny in his mind. This morning papers of state he sent me to peruse, as I required, and what I found. There, on my conscience, put unwittingly. Forsook an inventory thus importing the several parcels of his plate, his treasure, rich stuffs and ornaments of household, which I find at such a proud rate that it outspeaks possession of a subject. It's heaven's will. Some spirit put his paper in the packet to bless you, I withal. If we did think his contemplation were above this earth and fixed on spiritual object, he should still dwell in his musings. But I am afraid his thinkings are below the moon, not worth his serious consideration. Heaven forgive me, no. Ever God bless your highness. Good, my lord, you're a fool of heavenly stuff, and bear the inventory of your best graces in your mind, the which you were now running where you have scarce time. To steal from the spiritual leisure a brief span to keep your earthly audit. Sure. In that I deem you an ill husband, and am glad to have you therein my companion. Obi-Wan, you're my only hope. Talking about the Mars rover. Sir, for holy offices I have a time to think upon the part of business which I bear I the state, and nature does require. There are times of preservation which perforce I, her frail son, amongst my brethren mortal, must give my attendance to. You have said well, and ever may your highness yoke together as I will lend you cause, my doing well with my well saying. 'Tis well said again, and 'tis a kind of good deed to say well, and yet words are no deed.
We're headed to the war.
My father loved you.
Get geared up and stand by.
He said he did, and with his deed did crown his word upon you, since I had my office. I have kept you next my heart, have not alone employed you where high profits might come home, but prepared my present habits to bestow my bounties upon you. What should this mean? The Lord increase this business. Have I not made you the prime man of the state? I pray you tell me, if what I now pronounce you have found virtue,
Prep time's over.
and if you may confess
Now you
it,
deploy
say
to the
withal,
war zone.
if you are bound to us or no, what say you? My sovereign, I confess your royal graces, showered on me daily, have been more than could my studied purposes requite. I've been trying to figure it out, like, what's really the problem there? That's what it is. I'm gonna have my way on this. Oh, I assure you, if what I now pronounce you have found true, and if you may confess it, say withal, if you are bound to us or no, what say you?
Battle Royale.
My sovereign, I confess your royal graces, showered on me daily, have been more than could my studied purposes requite, which went beyond all man's endeavors. My endeavors have ever come too short of my desires, yet filled with my abilities. Mine own ends have been mine so, that evermore they pointed to the good of your most sacred person, and the profit of the state. For your great grace is heaped upon me, poor, undeserved, I can nothing render but allegiance, thanks. My prayers to heaven for you, my loyalty, which ever has and ever shall be growing, till death, that winter kill it. Fairly answered. A loyal and obedient subject is therein illustrated. The honor of it does pay the act of it, as I the contrary. The foulness is the punishment. I presume that as my hand has opened bounty to you, my heart dropped love. My power rained honor more on you than any. Through your hand and heart, your brain, and every function of your power should notwithstand that your bond of duty, as 'twere in love's particular, be more to me, your friend, than any. I do profess that for your highness good I ever labored more than my own, that am, have, and will be,
Your squad mate is
though all the
lost
world
with
should
no one
crack their
to
duty to you,
Kill
and throw it from the
enemies
soul,
with
though
supply
perils
catches
did,
to help remove the bounty
abound
from
as
their
thick as thought could make 'em, and appear in forms more horrid. Yet my duty, as doth a rock against the chiding flood, should the approach of this wild river break, and stand unshaken yours. 'Tis nobly spoken. Take notice, lords, he has a loyal breast, for you have seen him opened. Read o'er this, and after this, and then to breakfast with what appetite you have. What should this mean? What sudden anger this? How have I reaped it? He parted frowning from me, as if ruined leaped from his eyes, so looks the chaffed lion upon the daring huntsman that hath galed him, then makes him nothing. I must read this paper. I fear the story of his anger. 'Tis so. This paper was undone. No. 'Tis the account of all that world of wealth I, Clayton Dell Smith, have drawn together for mine own ends, indeed, to gain the popedom and free my friends in Rome.
Get ahead of the next
Oi, negligence, fit for a fool to fall by, what cross devil made me put this man secret in the packet I sent the king? Is there no way to cure this? No new device to beat this from his brains? I know 'twill stir him strongly, yet I know a way, if it take right, in spite of fortune, will bring me off again. What's this? To the Pope. The letter as I live, with all the business I writ to holiness, Nay then, farewell. I have touched the highest point of all my greatness, and from that full meridian of my glory I haste now to be my setting. I shall fall like a bright exaltation in the evening, and no man see no more. Hear the king's pleasure, Cardinal, who commands you to render up the great seal presently into our hands, and to confine yourself to Asher House, my lord of Winchester's, till you hear further from his highness. What is your commission, lord? Words cannot carry, authority so weighty. Who dare cross him, bearing the king's will from his mother expressly? Till I find more than will or words to do it, I mean your malice. No officious lord, I dare and must deny it. Now I feel of what coarse metal ye are molded. Envy, how eagerly ye follow my disgraces, as if it fed ye, and how sleek and wanton yet appear in everything may bring my ruin. Follow your envious courses, men of malice. You have Christian warrant for them, and no doubt in time will find their fit rewards. But still you ask for such a violence. The king, mine and your master, with his own hand gave me, bade me enjoy it with the place and honors dear in my life, and to confirm his goodness, tied it by letters patents. Now who'll take it? The king that gave it. It must be himself then. Thou art a proud traitor, priest. Proud lord, thou liest. Within these 40 hours, Surrey durst better have burnt that tongue than said so.
Enemy intel located.
Thy ambition, thou scarlet sin, robbed this bewailing land of noble Buckingham. My father-in-law, the heads of all thy brother cardinals, with thee and all thy best parts, bound together, weighed not a hair of his. Plague of your policy, you sent me deputy for Ireland. Far from this succour from the king, from all that might have mercy on the fault, thou gavest him. Whilst your great goodness, out of holy pity, absolved him with an axe. This, and all else, this talking lord can lay upon my credit. I answer as most false. The duke by law found his deserts. How innocent I was from any private malice in his end. His noble fury and foul cause can witness. If I loved many words, lord, I should tell you, you have as little honesty as honor, that in my way of loyalty and truth toward the king my ever-royal master, dare mate a sounder man than Surrey can be, and all that love his follies. By my soul, your long coat, priest, protects you. Thou shouldst feel. My sword eye, the life-blood of thee else. My lords, can you endure to hear this arrogance? And from this fellow? If we live thus tamely, to be thus jaded by a piece of scarlet, farewell nobility, let his grace go forward and dare us with his cap like larks. All goodness is poison to thy stomach. Yes, that goodness of gleaning all the land's wealth into one, into your own hands, Cardinal, by extortion. There he goes speaking extortion. It went. The goodness of your intercepted packets. You writ to the Pope against the king, your goodness, he slammed a door. Since you provoked me, shall be most notorious, my lord of Norfolk, as you are truly noble, as you respect the common good, the state of our despised nobility, our issues. Who, if he live, will scarce be gentleman, produce the grand sum of his sins. The article collected from his life, I'll startle you. Worse than the sacred bell, when the brown wench lay kissing in your arms, Lord Cardinal. How much methinks I could despise this man, but I am bound in charity against him. Those articles, my lord, are in the king's hand, but thus much they are foul ones. So much fair and spotless shall mine innocence arise when the king knows my truth. This cannot save you. I thank my memory I yet remember some of these articles, and out they shall. Now if you can't blush and cry, guilty, Cardinal, you'll show a little honesty. Speak on, sir. I dare your worst objections, if I blush.
Don't locate it.
It is to see a nobleman want manners. I had rather want those in my head. Have at you. First, that without the king's accent or knowledge you wrought to be alleged, by which power you maimed the jurisdiction of all bishops. Then, hold on. No.
Well done, sir. Check your map for the next gas spread location.
You're in my head, bro. Again, out of a trillion people, you came to me. I want to know why. Okay, I'm God. Thank you. Then that in all your wits to Rome, or else to foreign I'll explain it. Hold on. To foreign princes, ego et rex mus, was still inscribed, in which you brought the king to be your servant. Then that without the knowledge either of king council, when you went ambassador to the emperor, you made bold to carry into Flanders the great seal. If you were to go up to the top where there's no light pollution, to the Aurora Borealis, and look out into the space, you would see a figure. If you look to the very depth of the white light, it's a figure. So if you follow the trail of life on each section, here he is.
Enemy intel located. Capture and secure
Okay.
the intel point to discover the next gas spread.
Then, that without the knowledge either of the king or council, when you went ambassador to the emperor, you made bold to carry into Flanders the great seal. You sent a large commission to Gregory de Casado to conclude without the king's will or the state's allowance a league between the Highness and Ferrara. That out of mere ambition, you have caused your holy hat to be stamped on the king's coin.
Movement here.
How now? That's odd.
Help your squad
I don't know how to take that.
intel. If you join them, you'll speed up.
Then that you have sent innumerable substance, by what means got I leave to your own conscience, to furnish Rome and to prepare the ways you have for dignities, to the mere undoing of all the kingdom. Many more there are, which since they are of you, and odious I will not taint my mouth with.
You've earned a peek at the next gas
Oh, my
spread.
lord, press not a fallen man too far. 'Tis virtue. His faults lie open to the laws. Let them. Not you correct him. My heart weeps to see him so little of his great self. I forgive him. Lord Cardinal, the king's further pleasure is because all those things you have done with your leg, while your power legatine and the kingdom fall into the compass of a free minor, that therefore such a writ be sued against you. To forfeit all your goods, lands, tenements, chattels, and whatsoever, and to be out of the king's protection. This is my charge. And so we'll leave you to your meditations how to live better.
In the area.
For your stubborn answer about the giving back the great seal to us, the king shall know it, and no doubt shall thank you. So fare you well, my little good Lord Cardinal. So farewell to the little good you bear me. Farewell, a long farewell, to all my greatness. This is the state of man. Today he puts forth the tender leaves of hope. Tomorrow blossoms and beats his blushing honors thick upon him. The third day comes a frost, a killing frost.
You're being tracked by an enemy
And when he
squad.
thinks a good easy
They will
man, full
survive.
surely his greatness is ripening. Nips his root, and then he falls, as I do. I have ventured, like little wanton boys that swim on bladders, this many summers in a sea of glory. But far beyond my death, my high-blown pride at length broke under me, and now was left me, weary and old, with service to the mercy
Enemy UAV
of a rude
this time.
stream that must forever hide me. Vain, pomp and glory of this world, I hate ye. I feel my heart new opened. Oi, how wretched is that poor man that hangs on prince's favors. There is betwixt a smile we would aspire to, that sweet aspect of princes and their ruin, more pangs and fears than wars of women have, and when he falls like Lucifer, never to hope again. I have no power to speak, sir. What? Amazed at my misfortunes. Can I spare it wonder a great man should decline? Nay, and you weep, I'm fallen indeed.
Relocating.
How does your grace? Why, well, never so truly happy, my good Cromwell. I know myself now, and I feel within me a peace above all earthly dignities, a still and quiet conscience. The king has cured me. I humbly thank his grace, and from these shoulders, these ruined pillars, out of my pity, taken a load which sink a navy. Too much honor, oi, 'tis a burden. Cromwell, 'tis a burden too heavy for a man that hopes for heaven. I am glad your grace has made that right use of it. I hope I have. I am able now, methinks, out of a fortitude of soul I feel, to endure more miseries and greater far than my weak-hearted enemies dare offer. What news abroad? The heaviest and the worst is your displeasure with the king. God bless him! The next is that Sir Thomas More is chosen Lord Chancellor in your place. That's somewhat sudden, but he's a learned man. May he continue long in his highness' favor, and do justice for truth's sake in his conscience, that his bones, when he has run his course and sleeps in blessings, may have a tomb of orphans, tears wept on him. What more? That Cranmer is returned with welcome, installed Lord Archbishop of Canterbury. What news indeed? Last, that the Lady Anne, whom the king hath in secrecy long married, this day was viewed in open as his queen, going to chapel. And the voice is now only about her coronation. No, that's not the chapel there. There was a weight that pulled me down. Oh, Cromwell, the king has gone beyond me. All my glories in that one woman I have lost forever. No son shall ever usher forth my honors or gild again the noble troops that waited upon my smiles. Go get thee from me, Cromwell. I'm a poor, fallen man, unworthy now to be thy lord and master. Seek the king. That sun, I pray, may never set. I have told him what and how true thou art, he will advance thee. Some little memory of me will stir him. I know his noble nature, not to let thy hopeful service perish too. Good Cromwell, neglect him not. Make use now, and provide for thine own future safety. Oi, my lord, must I then leave you? Must I needs forego so good, so noble, and so true a master? Bear witness all that have not hearts of iron. With what a sorrow Cromwell leaves his lord, the king shall have my service, but my prayers forever and forever shall be yours. Cromwell, I did not think to shed a tear in all my miseries, but thou hast forced me, out of thy honest truth, to play the woman. Let's dry our eyes, and thus far hear me, Cromwell, and when I am forgotten, as I shall be, and sleep in dull, cold marble, where no mention of me more must be heard of, say I taught thee. Say Wesley, that once trod the ways of glory, and sounded all the depths and souls of honor, found thee a way out of his rack to rise in a sure and safe one. Though thy master missed it, mark but my fall, and that ruined me. Cromwell, I charge thee, fling away ambition. By that sin fell the angels. How can men, then, the image of his Maker, hope to win by it? Love thyself last. Cherish those hearts that hate thee. Corruption wins not more than honesty. Still in thy right hand carry gentle peace, to silence envious tongues. Be just and fear not. Let all the ends thou aim'st at be thy country's, thy God's, and truth's. Then if thou fallest, O Cromwell, thou fallest the blessed martyr. Serve the king, and prithee lead me in. There take an inventory of all I have, to the last penny. 'Tis the king's my robe, and my integrity to heaven's all. I dare now call my own. Oi, Cromwell, Cromwell. Had I but served my God with half the zeal I served my king, he would not in mine age have left me naked to my enemies. Good sir, have patience. So I have. Farewell the hopes of court, my hopes in heaven do well.
Enemy visual. Flanking here.
Marking enemy. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy advanced UAV is active. Enemy UAV is online. All squad mates are in the safe zone. You've got gas moving in. Enemy movement.
Setting waypoint. Changing map.
Enemy airstrike in the area.
Enemy movement. Moving here.
Look at shot! Hostile UAV in the area.
Here. Cancel that.
Enemy UAV overhead. Loading! Gas is moving in. New safe zone located. The Gulag's locked down. Area's clear. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Changing mags! Headed your way.
Hostile armor broken.
Gas is closing in.
Careful. Area is hot.
Enemy movement. Good luck! Running by! I'm reloading!
Hostile spring mine. Enemy mine, front.
Fading fast here. Relocating safe zone.
Help me.
Top 5. Well, 1 of 10 remaining. Not bad. They hit us hard that time. Dust yourself off, regroup, and get back out there.
Swapping mags.
Armor pouch here.